Well, a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be coming from. Welcome to Sale Talk Saturday.
Good afternoon, or like Rick said, morning, evening, wherever we are, whatever time it is. It's been a discombobulated week here at the Phoenix household, and so we are super excited to bring you all sorts of updates this week. Oh, Rocky, I'll let you start and let you share as much or as little as you want to about you and where
Sounds
you are
great.
and where you are right now.
So I'm coming from the studio. The studio being one of the bedrooms in our house. I have been confined to this bedroom for the past week or so, as I ended up testing positive for that wonderful virus that spread across the world for the past several years. So fortunately, I'm on the amends. It's presented really more as a cold than anything more strenuous than that. So it's just been a runny nose, a cough, the grogginess, and that sort of thing. Definitely not ideal, but the timing was actually good because we have a 2 week or so period of break between when we got off the Norwegian Sky and before we hop onto the Carnival Liberty. And so that 2 weeks has been allowing me to recoup and get better. So I guess that's the shining light for this whole situation. But yeah, not ideal. I think I picked it up from the cruise, but there's obviously no way of knowing.
Pretty sure you picked it up from Leandra.
Well, fortunately, I didn't have to worry about the metallic tasting or anything like that. I did not get on Paxlovid. I'm just naturally letting it run its course because, like I said, it's just treating itself like a cold. It's nothing that serious.
Yes, and so we have been quarantining for the past week here in the household. In other news, I'll share my medical news now, or I mean, kind of my medical news.
Yeah.
Ended up rushing Paul to the emergency room on Tuesday in a lot of pain, and so Rocky tested positive on Monday night.
Yeah, I think it was Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning and Tuesday night, rushed Paul to the emergency room. So he has been in the hospital since Tuesday. You all know we've been going through, or he's been going through, we have all been going through pancreatitis. He had a really, really severe case of pancreatitis. They've done 2 surgeries this week. And so yesterday, everything was looking up and positive, and so it's been a stressful week in our household. Not going to lie, I'm not going to be emotional this morning, but I am a little emotional. Paul is doing better. He actually gets to come home today, and so he is watching Sale Talk Saturday from the hospital if the Wi-Fi is supporting it. So he has several additional follow-up. He will actually have several follow-up surgeries after this week in the hospital, and so yeah, it's been a week here. I got the newsletter out. I am proud that I got the newsletter out this week. I did that from actually Paul's side in the hospital, and so I'm telling you, whew, it's been a week. Rocky, let's talk about cruising. I'd much rather talk about cruising than all of this hippo stuff, as
Right.
I always call it. As I always call it with Blake. HIPAA. I know, Blake, it's HIPAA, but I call it this hippo stuff. So yeah, that's our week. Tell us about your week.
Well, I did see in the comments already this morning, it looks like Mike was coming to us from Seattle. He is getting ready to board the Princess Cruise tomorrow for an Alaskan cruise. So that's exciting news. Thank you for sharing that with us this morning, Mike. Good morning to you, Bud. Thank you so much for being here. Happy to have you part of our Saturday morning adventures. Oh, Mark's got a thumbs up going there.
I don't know why I had a thumbs up. I moved and suddenly there was a thumbs up. Bud, once again, congrats on the very first message this morning. We always love seeing that as we're frantically getting ready. I'm running around in a mask around the house trying to get my laptop to work. Whole thing.
Well, and to be fair, Mark was enjoying his slumber until about 30 minutes before we went live. So,
y'all, I had no idea when Rocky knocked on the door and said 9:30 call. 9:30 call. I was like, how? I clearly needed the sleep last night, and I could use a couple days of sleep. I'm not gonna lie. It has not been I've not gotten a whole lot of sleep this week.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, I'm gonna take out my earbud and open the door if that's okay with you. There's a really big lag between when I hear you speak and when I can respond. So if that's okay with
Okay.
you, I'm gonna open that up.
Technology. I love it. I'm gonna go through some comments. Marcy is here.
That sounds great.
Can you still hear me, Rock?
Wait, let me
Yes,
take,
you can.
yeah, I'll be able to hear you through the
Okay.
door.
That's perfect. Marcy is here. Good morning, Marcy. It is good to have you here. Marcy, I tell you, I love this cruise life of yours as well. You have just all sorts of adventures that are planned and coming up. I'm excited for that. Oh, now I'm hearing an echo. Live, I tell you, COVID.
What's going on?
There's a big echo, so you got to change something.
There shouldn't be a big echo from my end.
Okay.
You hear a big
there's
echo?
Definitely an echo. Yes. Hi, Mike. Do you all hear an echo? There we go. Oh, no.
Echo? I think you hear the echo, Mark, because you're hearing me talking, and then you're hearing me in your AirPods.
Okay. Can anyone else confirm? Yay. Good morning, guys. Feel good soon, Rocky.
Thank you, Blake.
No echo on our end.
So you just get the reverse of what I had.
This is awful.
Oh, no. Turn down, actually, mute your computer or whatever device you're using so that you only hear my voice in live versus my voice through your AirPods.
So just take my AirPods out. No, I can't.
No. Turn off the audio.
So turn it down.
Or turn it down.
Okay. Well, hello.
Hi. How's that?
That's a little bit better, but it's hard to hear you now.
What? I'll talk loud. Is that better?
Yay! We figured it out. No echo. Zero echo. He opened the door and gave it to Mark. Oh, stop it. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks,
exactly.
Scott.
Oh, technology, I tell you.
Right.
So we are going to go back to the beginning and make sure that we get hellos from everyone, right? We said hello to Mike. He's getting on, or excuse me, yes. Princess Cruise tomorrow. What? Okay, Rocky, I'm going to hand it back to you because I clearly can't multitask. I got to turn this volume up because I can't hear anything now.
No. Yeah, so Mike is heading up to Alaska. Super exciting. Mark, we need to start planning our Alaska 2025 sailings. We haven't locked anything in yet.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
And I would love to try to do, I've been looking at Cunard to Alaska. I think that would be cool to try a new line. Although there's your thumbs up. We did commit to everyone that we were getting on Princess. Have we locked in a Princess sailing yet for next year, Rocky?
We have not yet because there are so many different options that we're looking at, including a cruise that we're trying to take with our friend Brian. Brian's been asking to go on a cruise in January. So we need to talk with Brian. We need to set up a time where we can sit and chat with Brian to figure out what our plans are going to be. Are we going to Princess? Are we going to MSC? What's our January plans?
Okay.
So we'll figure it out.
When do we think we'll figure that out?
I actually committed to him that we would figure something out this weekend.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes me happy.
Yeah. So there's that.
A little bit more human here. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the lighting. I'm trying to look a little more human here.
I wish I could adjust my lighting, but this is what you get.
You Alexa, turn off treadmill light.
Oh no. Bye.
We can adjust your lighting. We can adjust your lighting all day long.
Well.
Sorry. Alexa, turn on treadmill light.
Well, now everyone knows the command.
Y'all, if you start putting that in the chat and the lights start discoing over here, I tell you.
Right? Hello,
Kathy,
Eric.
please.
How's it going today?
Oh,
Hope Las Vegas is treating you well. It's probably very hot there, just like it is here. We've been flirting with the 110s today. It's only looking like 104 for our high today. So, it's a cooling trend. Welcome to September.
It's supposed to be low of the 80s this week. That's what the golf cart guy told me at the hospital.
Right.
So the hospital is under complete construction. You actually can't navigate from where you park to the hospital entrance because it's all ripped up. They're adding a new tower to the hospital. And so they have a golf cart shuttle that takes you to and from the parking lot into the hospital. And the golf cart guy told me yesterday that it's going to be in the low 80s this week.
Sorry. Thanks, Blake.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic. I love it. It reminds me of that Burger King commercial. Remember the Burger King commercial where they said the A command and people's devices responded at first and then they had to change it. So Amazon actually made a fix where typically it doesn't trigger.
Typically. Cruising with Brandy is getting on the Carnival Sunrise. Yay!
That's right. That's today. That's today?
That's now.
That's exciting.
It's 1 o'clock where she's at. So she's probably eating some lunch. What was the name of there was that soup place that we loved that was exclusive on the Sunrise. Do you remember that, Mark?
The soup place, the ramen bowls?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to come back to that in just a minute, but you know me. I have to get this thought out, otherwise it's gone. Brandy, don't miss. Sunrise is the only ship in the entire fleet where you can get breakfast pizza. Well, actually, do they still do breakfast pizza now that the pizza hours close? Or no, they should because they open at 9 a.m. You can get breakfast pizza and you can get a breakfast burger at Guy's Burger Joint, the only ship in the entire fleet. Brandy, please check that out for us and let us know if they're still doing it because Carnival obviously has made a lot of changes the last couple of years, but that was one of the coolest parts of the Sunrise is those exclusive options. And then the exclusive venue was called, did you think of it while I was talking?
No.
Or go to studio while I was talking? I was giving you all sorts of time, Rocco. Here, I'll look it up. You take the next couple of chats.
Oh, well, I was going to say I got this.
I'll look it up faster, I promise.
Lucky Bowl, got it.
Okay, Lucky Bowl.
Lucky Bowl.
Check out Lucky Bowl. We can't wait to hear what you think.
Yeah. Leandra said that the Spirit hit an iceberg. Yes, I heard about that. The Carnival Spirit was sailing Alaska and she clipped an iceberg. Nothing to the scale of what Titanic did, but they still will likely do some checks on the hull to make sure everything is good. No gashes or anything like that, but no word has emerged yet. Should I not use the word emerge on this situation? But yeah, they're still taking a look at it to see if everything is going to be okay with the Spirit, but I would imagine they are.
Rocco.
Yep.
It actually shows there's a video out there of it hitting the iceberg. This is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you've seen it?
I haven't watched it. I just saw the frozen frame like that.
Cool.
It is cool. Mark is doing all of his research.
I mean, cold. Not cool, cold,
yes.
And not good.
That's funny. Travel Agent Troy, howdy. Yes, I'm glad I'm feeling better as well. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Brian is currently distracted by laundry. That's always fun. Speaking of laundry, I think, Mark, we have some stuff in the dryer that needs to be folded.
Thank goodness, because I am out of my masks.
Oh.
And so that was really why I needed laundry done yesterday, Rocky. So thank you for throwing all of that stuff in. I have been swapping out of masks like I'm going through water.
Or that green drink. Leandra, I hope you get better soon. I mean, you've been fighting this for 2+ weeks now, huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Leandra.
Good to see you, Kathy B. That reminds me, Kathy, I actually just finished working on the video room tour of the room that you had on the Carnival Firenze. I have a first draft uploaded to YouTube. I'm waiting for Mark to do a quick run through. There's actually several videos that we've uploaded to YouTube that we're in the process of working on. As things happen this week, I've been kind of tootling along here in my studio, as I call it. Yeah, just waiting to get some more content out. I know it's been kind of dry for the channel these past couple of weeks, and so we are sorry about that. We are trying to get some new things loaded to the channel and, keep you in the loop of what's going on in this cruise life. So stay tuned. We definitely have a lot more videos that we're working on and we'll be putting out soon.
Yeah, it's not like we don't have plenty of content. We're just super behind in life right now, is what I will tell you. Just super behind in life. And thankfully, everyone has been super patient. And the repipe people especially have been super patient. They're like, you still haven't paid us for the repipe. I'm like, it's coming. It's coming soon, I promise.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Kathy B. I plan to feel better soon. Actually, I already am feeling better.
That's good.
I'm just waiting for the COVID test to tell me that I'm better. Isn't that funny how that works? Well wishes for Paul from Scott. Thank you so much for that.
Yep.
Sending healing vibes from travel agent Troy. Double oh no. Thank you for that, bud. It definitely has not been our favorite week ever, but you know what? That's okay. We're going to get through it. Everyone is still alive. That's the important thing. I know.
What kind of disclaimer is that? Everyone is still alive, y'all. Thankfully, yes, and is healthy.
That's right.
Healthier.
Yes. Thank you, Scott. We appreciate you. Since Blake was a little delayed on getting to the punch today. Oh, I'm calling people out. I must be feeling better.
Y'all, I tell ya. It's funny. We promised you last week that we would be still together here in Phoenix, and we are technically together here in Phoenix. That is it. We did not mislead.
Nope, that's true. I mean, I can hear Mark speaking on this live event with my ears. I don't need anything in.
Oh, so you can hear me, but I can't really hear you.
You do speak a little bit louder than I do.
Oh, and I've got the air conditioning right here blowing directly on me and in my ear, so that could be as well.
Well, there you go.
And I do think actually I speak a little louder.
What?
I think I speak a little louder than you.
Thank you so much, Brandy. Appreciate it. We hope you have a wonderful cruise. I'm sure you have an amazing itinerary. I have not even looked it up. I am so sorry. Mark, why don't you take a couple of comments and I'll pull up where Brandy's going.
That sounds well. I played some of these right when we were talking about it. Get well soon, Paul. Thank you, Eric. 20 days until the Valiant Lady. I am super excited for that. That is going to be a blast. Please go to the Mexican venue, which I can't think about in Lido, or I can't think of the name. What's the Mexican venue in Lido?
Let's talk about it, Mark. Let's talk about it.
Right. That's right. I'm telling you, y'all, I need about 4 of these today because I've gotten a combined maybe 12 hours of sleep over the last 3 nights. And so I am going on steam right now, but I'm going on this steam because you all give me such energy. So thank you for that. So we've got 20 days of Valiant Lady. We've got 4 weeks until the Firenze. I was just saying, Rocky, as you were kind of getting set up, I was like, Marcy lives this cruise life. She lives this cruise life of ours. I'm telling you, always on a ship. I love it. Super excited for her to experience, again, the Firenze. Such a great ship. She knows that already. Y'all know how we feel about that ship. We're still working on content from that ship.
Yep.
19 and a half months later, we're still working on content from that ship. Okay, she just launched in April, so not quite that long, but we love it, and we will get back on that ship. I promise you this. We will get back on that ship. I just don't know when. I don't know when. Because one of the commitments that we've made to you and to each other and to Heat Craze is we're not gonna have the same schedule that we had this year next year. We are definitely going to take a little bit more downtime to be able to do some work and get some content out, because it's hard to get content out when you go from ship to ship to ship, and it's hard to have a life when you go from ship to ship to ship. Although I guess that's this cruise life. I guess we do have this cruise life.
That's true.
And yes, Blake, thank you. I would never call you out because I'm a kind, caring, understanding human being. Welcome, Blake. Oh, I'm glad we're quarantined. Rocky's up there. I'm here. It's great.
Real quick, I did figure out what Brandy's itinerary looks like. She's going to be heading to Nassau. That's going to be, oh, that is not the right itinerary. I'm sorry. What is going on? Something's going a little awry here on the Cruise Mapper site for some reason.
I think it's perfect to pull up this from Scott. Technology. I tell you.
It's true.
This had more to do with the echoes. Oh my gosh. Who remembers that commercial? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? She is going to Nassau. She'll be there tomorrow. The day after, she'll be in Half Moon Cay, which is wonderful. Excited to see all those changes that we announced last week about Half Moon Cay. Unfortunately, those are not implemented yet, so you'll still have to take a water shuttle over to the port, but it'll be coming soon. And then she's also heading to Grand Turk, one of our favorites.
And Blake is absolutely right. Fun fact, when you hit that thumbs up, it does help the channel a ton. We are literally one subscriber away from 8,900 subscribers, which puts us, or 8,800 if I can do, did I do my math right? We're one subscriber away from 8,800, which means we're 1,200 away from our year-end goal of that 10,000. And so we're trending. It's going to be close. We said it when we set out that goal. We said it's an big aspirational goal.
That's right.
Did you see what I did there? Big aspirational goal. I
Tap
like
that.
Big aspiration. We should create a t-shirt. I've got big aspirations. Anyway, we are 1,200 away, 1,201 away from that 10,000 goal. So it's going to be close. It's going to be tight, but you are all helping us get there. And so thank you so much.
And remember, once we hit that goal, we've got some things planned. It's going to be a big celebration.
It's gonna be a
party. And we'll probably launch some other fund programs, or fun programs, if you want to call them that, to be part of this cruise life. So tell your sister's husband?
Tell your second cousins, nieces, and nephews that that they definitely want to be part of this cruise life.
That's right.
I make up a new family member every time, Reki. That uncle who's doing a little bit of time in the Slammer.
Yeah.
He can join. I mean, this is a great way to pass the time.
If he has access to the internet.
Reki, are you kidding me? Okay. Sun Princess. Princess Sun? Princess Sun, Princess? Fun fact, they started dismantling Cloud 19, Loft 19, Play 19. What was their Deck 19 park that never was able to open?
That was one of my what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
That was one of my cruise news articles this week. So the adventure park on the 19th deck on Sun Princess that was never able to open. They were never able to get permits or approval based on how it was built, designed, and built. So this huge element on this brand new ship that they sold and got everyone super excited about. People are mad. A lot of cruisers have said, you know, I booked this for my kids because they were so excited for the playground up there, the zip line, and all of these cool obstacle courses. Princess really never did come out and say why they were never able to open it. Just that they will never be able to open this exclusive feature on this ship. Huge news.
That's wild.
And so there were people up dismantling pieces of it. People on the current sailing were reporting that they were taking pieces down. Now, because Princess has been mum, I'm hopeful. I was hopeful. This might be naive, Mark. I was like, maybe they're fixing some things. Instead of dismantling it, maybe they're taking some pieces out and they're going to swap some pieces in. And but Princess was very clear that they have no plans to ever open that feature on board the cruise ship. Can you imagine spending over $1 billion and then being like, oops, we can't open a big part. We can't open a big selling part of this ship. Isn't that wild?
That is wild. How is controversial cruising hearing an echo now? I don't understand how that's possible.
Where do you see hearing an echo?
Oh, several people are reporting it. Do you hear an echo when I speak or when Mark speaks?
Can you close your door? Thank you.
No, only when you talk. Ha!
Yes, because I'm being picked up probably on your mic.
I doubt that. Okay, I'll mute myself and then you can talk and see if it still has an echo.
Well, you muting yourself isn't going to help from that perspective, silly. Because you're just muting yourself. Hello? Oh, everyone, yeah, everyone is hearing it. Look at that. Do you have a video running? Yeah, do you have a video running, Rick? Hi. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. I love our setup when one of us is not feeling well. Can you tell how much fun that we have? It didn't sound like you. Oh. Maybe you have a video running, Rock? Did you pull up a website that is playing a video?
No, I don't have any audio. My computer is muted.
Not now, Mark. Just when you get uppity. So they are picking me up on you. They absolutely 100% are picking me up on you.
Okay. Well, then don't talk loud.
Okay. I will keep it down.
Good morning, Kathy P.
I said good morning, Kathy P, like an hour ago when I first saw it. Hi, Kathy P. It is so good to see you. We love having you here. We're working toward that goal, Kathy. Kathy has been the inspiration behind so much of our growth plans and aspirations, and so Kathy, we're working toward it. We are.
It looks like when you did your call to turn off my light, it really affected a lot of people.
That's fantastic. I can't imagine a lot of people have treadmill light, but now you know what the guest room is called in the house, treadmill room.
Right.
I wonder why.
Gee, maybe there's a, I don't know, treadmill in something.
Maybe.
It gets used so much. There's stuff piled behind it.
Shut up. Be nice. Rocky's coming to you from our home gym that we never use.
Sure. Hey, Jeremy and Cheryl, excuse me, I can't speak. Jeremy and Cheryl Cruise Adventures, thanks for being here. Good to see you both.
Welcome.
Hope all is well. Aw. Well, thank you, Brian. We will figure it out.
I need coffee.
What?
I need coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I really need some coffee today.
Coffee sounds good.
I tell you, it does. It really does. Okay.
Joe Cool the Champ, good morning. You reached out to John Heald, and he said that if you have the Bubbles package, just tell the bartender that you don't want to use your VIFP free drink.
That's okay. That's good to know.
That is good to know. Appreciate that.
Right, because on Carnival, when they changed the VIFP program, which love this change. In fact, on one of our videos is so old that we're working on that Rocky had to put a disclaimer saying this is no longer an issue for Mark.
Yeah.
Because I say I hate how I'm forced to use it on the Carnival Conquest, when we used our free drink at the buffet at the brunch on the last day. Paul asked for an amaretto sour, and the server just brought him a full glass of amaretto. I mean, it was awful using those at the brunch because those servers are stretched so thin. Carnival has stretched their staff so thin right now that the last thing that they want to be doing is running and grabbing drinks and making drinks and getting drinks from the bar. Like, they have no clue. And so most of the time when I even order the drink, it's wrong, or it's just not a good drink when you order it in the brunch. And so super excited about that change, and good to know that if you just tell them that you don't want to use it, they won't charge you for it.
That's nice. Oh, Jeremy and Cheryl are heading out into the Carnival Paradise in 51 days. That's exciting.
We've yet to be on that ship. Rocky really wants to get on that ship. I do as well, because it's new to us, but I think it's probably going to be a 2025 thing.
It's a little fantasy class ship. I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah, you've never experienced a fantasy class.
No, I have not.
They're smaller.
Oh, Kathy P said that she renamed all of her devices. I'm guessing their new name is Echo.
So yeah, probably Echo or computer, or what are the other code words? I'm telling you, that's she wakes up occasionally, and sometimes when you call her, she doesn't wake up at all.
That's true.
I don't understand how that. I always have to be like, hey. I'm not going to say it because she'll talk to us for the next 10 minutes.
Right. I'm using a season 1 filter.
I don't know about that one. Okay. Thanks, Mike. What does that mean, Mike? Let us know in the comments. Cruising is fun anytime. Hello, welcome to the chat, and hello to everyone. Hello to you right back.
Oh, Brandy knows what her tasks are for this sailing. That's awesome.
I'm so excited. I'm kind of jealous we're not there with her, but I'm glad we didn't book with her because it would have been we wouldn't be with her anyway.
It's true. That's cool though. Felita has a recipe for a citrus steam that is excellent for COVID. I'm curious. Please send that over, rocky@thiscruiselife.com. Also, if you're looking to book any cruises, rocky@thiscruiselife.com works as well.
Sheila C., we are also hoping he feels better very soon. Radiance, Kathy P is finally cruising again. It has been far, far, far too long. Kathy, please be our guest blogger. Tell us all about it. Capture your notes, a lot of pictures. I think that would be a great article for this cruiselife.com since we don't get onto the Radiance until February of next year. And so I can't wait to hear what you think of the ship. I do know that we have a special spot in our hearts for Carnival Miracle, but super excited to hear about Carnival Radiance. And speaking of Carnival, another cruise news piece that I wanted to jump into from this week real quick is it happened a month ago, or it happened several weeks ago, but it has made all of the headlines this week. I am certain you've seen this in your headlines this week about the mayhem, quote unquote mayhem, that ensued on board a Carnival cruise ship when the itinerary was changed. People chanted they wanted their money back. They wanted this was not right. Here's what Rocky and I would tell you, and we tell any cruiser this, new or experienced. The reality is no cruise port is ever guaranteed. You all, as followers of This Cruise Life, know that there are changes that happen for safety, for mechanical issues, for whatever the reason might be, saving another craft that's in the water, a person overboard. There's a variety of things, weather. There's a variety of things that happen that can cause the course to alter. And when a cruise line changes ports, I will tell you, I consider it a blessing when a cruise line is able to rejigger and find different ports, because we've been on a ship where they canceled a port, canceled the next port. 3 of the 4 ports were canceled. That's 7 days. We were blessed to have gone to Cozumel. We went to Cozumel
Costa
on that
Maya.
sailing on the
coast.
We went to Cozumel.
Yep.
On Carnival Freedom.
Yep.
And then they canceled the next 3 ports, and then they found us Costa Maya. And so we were very thankful that they were able to find a port, but sometimes that's not even feasible to find a replacement port. And so for those folks, they got their money back, and they got future cruise credit, and they got all sorts of things. So they still really ended up, in my opinion, good on them. But I'm surprised personally that Carnival did any of that, because there's no cruise port that's ever guaranteed when you go on a sailing. But I guess if you make enough noise and you go viral enough, that a cruise line will respond.
But we don't condone that.
Correct. We will always love the miracle. We will always have the miracle. That totally makes my heart. Oh.
Nolita Murphy is heading on MSC. She's doing an 8-night. That's exciting.
Do we know what ship, Rocky?
No, actually, I don't.
Can you drop that in the comments, which ship that you're going to be on, which MSC ship that you're going to be on in 8 days? That's super exciting. Can't wait to hear what you think of that.
Cruising with Brandy, you are amazing. Spreading the word of This Cruise Life. I mean, she does have our shirt and our lanyard. Have you gotten yours yet today? thiscruiselife.com/shop.
8,800, Rocky. We are at 8,800. How do we do the...
I got mine. Your turn.
I think I have too chunky of thumbs.
Oh, whatever.
I've eaten way too much. I have had 3 salads this week, 4 lean cuisines this week. Y'all, I am hungry as well. Not only has it been a stressful week, I've been hungry all week, but I said I am going to do this before we get on to the Carnival Liberty, because y'all, I just want to be able to button my jeans. This cruise life, it should be called This Calorie Life.
No, cruise calories don't count anyway.
Me too. Cruise calories count. Rocky is a liar. Cruise calories count. For all of you who have been on a cruise and you have gone to those midnight buffets and you have enjoyed the main dining room, and you have loved the ice cream cones, you know, with me, you know, say it loud, say it proud, cruise calories do count.
That makes me sad.
Oh my gosh, 43 days. How is it 43 days till HH4C? That can't be true. Is that really true, 43 days?
That is true. It's the end
Because
of October.
that means I'm not the end of October, because in 39 days, I'm going to be in Singapore.
Yeah?
Oh my gosh. In a month from now, I'm going to be in Singapore.
Yeah.
Oh, that's stressful.
Yeah.
That's stressful.
Yep.
We knew what you meant, bud. We knew what you meant. Princess Sun, Sun Princess. We do that sometimes with carnival ships as well. We're like, is it the sunshine, the sunrise, the sunset, the sun devils, the radiance? What is it called? We do that all the time. Oh, the echoes.
That's
when
true.
I get passionate about closed features, you all are going to hear an echo. I'm telling you. That's when you're going to hear an echo when I start talking about I keep calling it Loft 19, Rocky, but that is not what it's called. I'll look it up. Keep going through the comments.
Okay. Let's see here.
Park 19. Park 19.
Park 19. Okay. Good afternoon, Yvette. Heading out on the Firenze next week and have been appreciating our reviews for it. You're welcome. Thank you for watching, Yvette.
Yes, thank you so much for watching, tuning in, hitting that subscribe button. All of those things mean a lot to us. Thank you. Firenze, still, people are really digging the Firenze content. That's watching that. And Margaritaville at Sea. The Margaritaville at Sea has been the other really popular content still. And so people are discovering Islander, though in other cruise news, not as many people are discovering Islander as the cruise line had hoped. So the ship the last month has been sailing at not full capacity. In fact, nowhere near full capacity. On one of the recent sailings, of a capacity of around 2,100, one of the recent sailings, they had 737 passengers on board, according to a cruise passenger who talked to guest services and said, it sure seems like it's an empty ship. 737 out of 2,100, 19 to 2,100, depending on capacity or how many berths are taken up, is not great. It's not great. And so we are hoping that they are able to kind of rejigger and figure some things out. Speaking of cruise news from Margaritaville at Sea, not surprisingly, hearing those capacity numbers, they have raised add-on prices across the board. So your drinks package has gone up in price. It's still a little cheaper than Carnival. People are really up in arms in the Facebook groups about how Margaritaville at Sea, they were like, this was supposed to be a budget cruise line. There's still a 20+% discount to Carnival sailings. As we look, we've done a bunch of research on sailings this week. There is about a double-digit margin decrease from Carnival. However, even the drinks package, though they've raised it, it's still cheaper than Carnival's drinks package. And I would argue some of the drinks on board Islander were better. In fact, I wouldn't even argue. I would tell you some of the drinks on board Islander were better than Carnival drinks. We really enjoyed the drinks on board Islander.
And I think Scott can attest to that as well, as we met Scott at one of the bars and saw him several times. Not saying that you drink too much, Scott, but from a good casual perspective, we got to meet you at Havana Daydream and Sports Bar, and they made some really great cocktails. We definitely enjoyed our fair share of good bevies from that bar.
And the craft spirits, the craft dancer.
Hemisphere Dancer Craft Spirits.
Hemisphere Dancer Craft Spirits. Y'all, we had to record that one in the review like 16 times. Hemisphere Dancer Craft Spirit. That's, I'm telling you. It's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful.
Gosh, those drinks were good.
They were.
Hey, I wonder if alcohol has calories in it. I wonder if that could have something to do with this as well.
I love this comment from People Call Me Craig. He now has a new treadmill coming. Congratulations. I feel
Fantastic.
Like Oprah.
That's hilarious.
Tom is here. Hey, he's doing some pregame activities for football home opener this afternoon. He will say hello from the horizon next week if we have a live. Mark, are we going to have a live next
Oh,
week?
we're going live on location in a place called Nolens.
That's right.
If you've been to Nolens, you know how fun of a city that is. Tom, I went with captain today, but I almost wore my Green Bay Packers. I almost wore my Green Bay Packers this morning in honor of them last night, but didn't go so well. Didn't go so well last night for the Pack. But I am glad to hear that you are enjoying the season. Blake, I know that you have been you watched the very first. Blake was still in quarantine when he watched kickoff. But I know that there are several of you that are fans out there of the big game. And so we don't keep quite as close of tally because it's hard to catch the games on ships while we're out on ships. I'm curious if they'll play any of the games while we're in Singapore. Probably not.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll be curious to see that.
Yeah.
Tom Burke said that his parents used their treadmill for hanging laundry for over 50 years. Or over 50 years ago, excuse me.
I mean, we hang some stuff on that treadmill.
Not right now. It's actually pretty clean.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yay.
Hey, Brandon Brownlee. Oh, Brandy found the Lucky Bowl.
Brandy, you'll have to send us pictures of the menu.
Yes.
I'm curious if it's changed at all, if you don't mind. And if Guys still does breakfast, send us a couple of pictures. And oh gosh, I loved that chip. We did the celebration, the 50th birthday for Carnival. In fact, that was our first ever back-to-back sailing where we had 3 Carnival sailings in a row. Oh, it was my first back-to-back.
It was my first back-to-back.
Rocky had to go back to work.
I did. Let's see here. Oh, Marcy has this puppy life. Oh, be pool safe. That's very smart, Marcy. I like that.
Yep. Hero does not like the pool, and
not at all.
He won't even get close to the pool. So I wonder if in his previous life, his owners used to throw him into the pool or with the other big dogs or what happened. But he won't even when I'm in there, he won't even come close to the edge of the pool.
Nope.
Sometimes he'll get adventurous if he's exploring the backyard and he'll tiptoe around the edge of the pool, but
it's funny to watch him do that.
Very few and far between.
Yeah. Bear65 said that they missed NCL's private island so many times that they were beginning to think it was made up. We can tell you it is not made up. It is such a cool place. Keep trying. You'll get there.
But we have heard that from others as well. We have literally heard, they're like, is NCL's private island, is Great Stirrup Cay just a mirage? Does it actually exist? We've heard that from others.
Yeah.
Because it is a tender port.
Right.
Tender ports tend to be the ones that are most often missed because the weather's got to be just right. And unfortunately, remember they're working on a dock to that on the other side where it's easier to access.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That water can be rough in there, and tender operations are probably the most complex of getting folks onto the shore. It's actually why they're looking at building a dock there because they miss it so often. And it disappoints people when they miss it because I would literally book another NCL cruise to go there. That was my favorite day of one of my favorite days. We had a lot of good days on that cruise, as you heard us talk about last week. One of my favorite days of that cruise.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say even the weather when we were there looked like it was pretty nice. But once our tender got past the ship as it was heading to shore, it got pretty rough. I mean, we were definitely watching our little tender boat swaying quite a bit. So, and I heard some reports that people were getting sick on the second tender. So, yeah, it's unpredictable on what that weather condition is going to be, and you're going to be lucky if you get to go there.
It was a perfect day at Great Stirrup Cay. And people on the lower part of the vessel of the tender got soaked because the thing shifted so hard and so much that water came into the bottom and it soaked people. So that might be my cruise tip. If you do get to Great Stirrup Cay, ride the tender over on the top.
Agreed. Great tip. Jackie Wilkie said that they watched us and booked a June MSC Meraviglia Yacht Club experience. They loved it, and it was so helpful. The Yacht Club was great, and they are going again this November.
I'm telling you, once you try the yacht club, we heard it again and again and again on board our sailing from people that have done the Haven. They said, we will never go back to the Haven. We will never go back to that experience. This was miles above the experience in NCL's Haven.
Yeah.
One person went as far as saying the only time we ever saw our butler on the Haven was the last day when they said, tip, time for tip. And so it just miles above. The MSC experience is miles above the MSC general experience. Like we've joked on this channel before, I wish we would have done the general experience and then the yacht club versus doing yacht club and then doing the general experience. I wouldn't do it in that order, y'all. I would definitely do it in the general, but even the general experience, I mean, they've got a competitive product.
They do. It was actually a really good cruise. We had a good time. The cabin could have been better, but that was actually our own choice on where we chose to cabin up, and lesson learned. And that's one of the reasons why we think that our services for being a travel advisor work out nicely, because we experience some of those places so that we can help our clients avoid some of those less than ideal locations from a cabin selection perspective. So awesome to hear that you had such a great time in the yacht club.
And Rocky, sometimes we book next to a gray space on a cruise ship and it's perfect. That's why we try those spaces out, because we find these like little hidden gems. I also appreciate folks like Mo, who helps us, and Marcy and others who allow us to tour their staterooms and then tell us, okay, at the end of the week, how was this stateroom? And so we can't possibly stay in every stateroom on a cruise ship, but our followers and our friends give us the ability to find out about the staterooms that they stay in, and that's always super appreciated.
Absolutely.
In fact, Michelle... our friends on board NCL Sky, Aaron and Brett, they let us tour their room, and they gave us an update on their room. How while it was quiet above them and quiet below them, they could hear their neighbors talking on either side. They said the walls were thin, that they could hear their neighbors just even having a general conversation. We didn't hear a peep.
Not at all.
It was great.
It was wonderful. Okay. Michelle NV, good morning. She's new to the chat. She'll be cruising on the Venezia out of Manhattan in a couple of months. Any pre-cruise hotel recommendations?
Rocky, you booked me into a standard room, and then you called the hotel as my travel advisor, and you got me upgraded to a suite. What was that? I really liked that hotel because it was in Times Square.
It was.
It was a Marriott property. I really liked that. Jason and I stayed there. Here's what I'll tell you. Even as a Marriott property, it still wasn't the prettiest of properties. Rocky, where did we stay when we went and we saw Eddie and we sailed out on Meraviglia?
Well, for that sailing, we stayed in Brooklyn, not in Manhattan. And I wouldn't recommend that if you're not sailing out of the Brooklyn terminal.
Oh, that's a great point. That's a great point. Yep. So we sailed out of the Brooklyn terminal, which is why we stayed there, and then just took the train into the city, which was super easy.
So you stayed at the Element Times Square West.
Element Times Square West.
Yep.
And got that. The reason why we stayed there, honestly, is because that was one of the best rates, and it was close to everything. And then we walked from the cruise terminal to the Element Times Square West. It was a bit of a walk. I was with my cruise buddy Jason, and it was a bit of a walk. I will say that it was doable. I mean, we both were able to do it, and it was way easier than waiting. So that's the one thing we hear a lot on the channel, and we hear a lot from followers, is that New York Venezia cruise terminal. Jeff and Jared, we just talked to Jeff and Jared last weekend, and they said they've never experienced a terminal like it before. It was it's New York. It's in the heart. It's in the heart of New York. So it is busy. So kind of keep that in mind on embark and debark. There will likely be some stress, but if you go into it knowing that and plan that extra time, plan for a relaxed debark. I'm so glad Jason and I waited to be the last people off of the Venezia. We were the last 20 people within the last 20 people off of the Venezia. It made getting through the terminal and it made getting through that chaos so much better. I mean, we've heard from people that they've waited 2 hours waiting for a car service in getting off the ship, because when you get off right away and you've got 4,000 people getting off at the same time, it can be a bit chaotic. So plan for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Element Times Square West.
West.
Macrina, hello, West. Okay,
West.
thank you.
Yep.
Welcome, Macrina. It's good to have you here. We love having you here.
Oh, there we go. Got it.
Bud Likely. That is why you have so many emails, because they're like, come, please help us fill up our ship. Come, please help us fill up our ship.
We're trying to help.
Oh, Macrina, it's cruise pre-week. It's cruise pre-week for us. Maybe she's celebrating for us. I don't know. Does Macrina have a sailing coming up?
Yes, she's sailing with Tom on the horizon.
That's right. Y'all, I'm telling you, Rocky is good at what he does. And Scott, did you see Scott can contest that the drinks on board Margaritaville at Sea are some of the best that are out there? And yes, that Guavarita. People are sharing recipes online for that Guavarita. It is so good. I mean, it was literally, people have been making their own and they've been perfecting it. They've been sharing it in the Facebook groups. They're like, I think this is close to how they made it on board. Hey, Scott, who was our favorite server on board at Havana Daydreaming Sports Bar? I can remember him. I can see his picture. And if I was able to pull up my notes, I would tell you who it was.
He had 3 letters in his name, I think.
No, it was great. He was great.
Yeah.
But I can't access my notes because I'm streaming to you on my phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alcohol has no calories on a cruise. Thanks, Macrina.
Wish that were true.
Hey, Caroline Baird Coaching. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you listening in.
Caroline, thank you so much for the text yesterday. It meant a lot. I was after 4 days in the hospital. I was getting to a point where I was kind of run down, and your text just brought me a ton of joy. So thank you so much for your kindness and your support. Love that.
Oh, it looks like our friends at Tallman Cruisings will be in Phoenix next week for a few weeks. Sounds like the fair might be coming to town. If I remember correctly, they usually do the fair circuits. So we'll have to see how long they're here for, if we can meet up with them and catch a drink or catch a fried food item with them during their visit. Thanks for letting us know, Macrina.
Wait, so the fair is coming to Phoenix, Rocky. I will likely be gone, but maybe you could join them for one of their live streams.
That's very possible.
That would be cool.
That would be. I'll have to dig up his phone number.
It's been so long since we've seen them.
I know. Carnival Firenze.
Hey, Rocky, speaking of cruise news, that's where my mind just goes sometimes.
I've got some articles queued up if you're ready for them.
No, I was curious about Villa V residences.
I'm so glad that you asked that. So Villa V was reported to have done some sea trials this week. I have been pulling up Villa V on an almost daily basis to see what's going on with the ship. She sailed from the shipyard out into open waters, not very far, and then she sailed right back into the shipyard. And she currently is sitting right there. She's still in the docks. I'm going to pull off some of the stuff on the screen so you can see that this is still Belfast. That's right. She is still hanging out in Belfast, Ireland. She is not in a dry dock. She's in a wet dock. But yeah, that is the current status of Villa V. Not sailing yet.
I was covering my ears to try to keep, because you were getting real excited up there. I'm telling you, even Hero's ears were like, what's going on? He really gets excited with Villa V. Y'all, we both do. We both get excited about these residential cruise ships. When is she going to sail, Rocky? Because they promised that by this weekend she would be sailing. They promised.
I don't see it happening this week. She didn't do the full-fledged sea trials that most cruise ships do. She, like I said, she went out to sea and then she came back in. So I'm guessing they may have discovered something wrong, maybe a propulsion system, maybe, I don't know. I don't want to over speculate it.
Yeah.
But she is definitely still tethered in Belfast, Ireland, at the cruise dry docks or at the cruise docks. So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Okay.
Not good. Not good. I've got a couple more news stories, if you're okay with me sharing them after we get through Brian's comment. Elements are nice. He stayed weeks at the Element Scottsdale. Hey, that's right here.
Hey, come visit us next time when you stay at the Element Scottsdale, Brian. That
There
would
you
be
go.
awesome.
Hey,
BKF,
BKF,
good
he's heading out
morning.
on the Firenze soon.
In a month. It's a
Yes.
month away. BKF, it's been a minute since I've been able to say hello to you. Hello and welcome to the live. It's good to have you here. I can't wait to hear what you think of your sailing in a month. I'm hopeful that you're gonna love it.
Me too.
Look at that. The guavaritas. The guavaritas are really popular. Oh, thank you. Anoop. Anoop
I was
was
close.
our bartender. If you are on if you get on board Margaritaville at Sea Islander and you see Anoop, tell him Mark says hello. He's not going to have a clue who I am, but tell him I say hello and have him make you a guavarita. You won't be disappointed, I promise. Yes, he did. He's been featured all over. People shouted him out on the Facebook groups.
Yes.
They've shouted him out on the website. It's awesome. Oh, Brian and Christopher, hola pollos.
Hola,
it is great
pollos.
to have you here. We love when our friends at Two Idiots, One Ship join us. When is their next sailing? Paradise? I ask this every time. I feel like I ask this every time.
I know. They actually have a sailing coming up on the Glory. No, that's next year. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Yeah, it was
Paradise.
the Paradise. I think they may have moved it, or they've been talking about moving it. So
Scott got the guava puree and everything. And which guava puree did you get? Because I learned this week there's a very specific guava puree that they use on Margaritaville at Sea that people have been buying from Amazon or buying online to be able to make these things.
Wow.
Oh gosh, till the end of so Tall Man's Cruising will be here until the end of October.
Yep.
Easy peasy, Rocky. Well, are you sailing in October, Rocky?
So that's a great question. I'm actually working on an article for this. Last week we had mentioned Holland America's standby program, and I officially signed up for a cruise using the standby program with Holland America. I'm really excited to check it out. I made the call 2 days ago and got myself onto the schedule for a short little 4-night cruise, but a great way to test out the Holland America program and the cruise line and see what they're all about. It's just a little repositioning cruise, $99 a day for an interior cabin by myself, no solo supplements or anything like that. So I figured I might as well give it a shot. And I will find out once we get back from our cruise on the Liberty if I've been accepted onto the cruise, because they won't let you know until 2 to 7 days prior to sailing.
How was the experience, Rocky? I know you're working on an article, but I'd love for you to share kind of the experience with those that are here today.
Well, for starters, I booked all refundable fares for airfare, just in case. That's something you want to take into consideration, especially buying it early enough on so that you can get a good discount on the fare while not losing out on those options should the cruise cancel. And then basically I had to identify, there's a list on the website. If you go to hollandamerica.com and go to the deals tab, there's a spot for standby program, and you can see the list of all the different itineraries that are out there. This, I see your question, Kathy P. I want to say it is on the Eurodam. I don't remember.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. When you stand by, I guess you don't actually really even pay attention. I mean, you pay attention to which ship, but like you don't necessarily know. It's not like us. We're going on the Liberty next week. Yay. You're like, I'm going on one of their ships.
Yeah, I haven't solidified it in my brain yet because, yeah, like Mark said, it's not something that I'm committed to right now. I'm still waiting for them to confirm it.
Two Idiots, One Ship asked, are you going on the Hot Dam?
I am not.
And by the way, they will be on the Elation.
Yes, I saw that.
We knew it was one of those fantasy class ships.
Yep. Yeah. So I had to call it in. So I looked at the list of all the different standby program options, decided on which one I wanted to do. I called it into Holland America, said, hey, I'm interested in participating in the standby program for this cruise itinerary. And then I had to provide them all of my details. It was kind of weird as I'm looking hindsight at the booking experience. She never once asked for my phone number or email address. So it'll be interesting to see how they notify me. They took my payment, which is standard for the standby program. They will take your payment right away at the time of booking because, they want to hold on to the money. And this way, if you don't end up making the cruise, but they tell you that you are selected, you're out the money basically. So it's basically like a non-refundable deposit for the full amount of the cruise.
Wait a minute. So if she didn't take your phone number or email, how
She
are
may
they
have
going to
taken my
communicate?
phone number. You know, I may have had some COVID brain at the time. But the good news is I was able to log into Holland America and add my contact information to my profile, if you will. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure I didn't book on the Villa V or Villa Not V. I saw your comments earlier on that too.
Villa V? Villa not V?
Yeah.
That is the question. I really like that. I
Yeah.
really like that.
So anyway, it'll be interesting to see. I plan to record several videos if I do make it onto the ship, and just kind of make a quick short and a TikTok tutorial on how to participate in the standby program. So stay tuned to the channel. Hopefully I get notified that I'm going to be making it on.
That is fantastic. Sorry, I'm closing the loop on the syrups that are used. Scott says it's simply squeeze, or Controversial Cruising, excuse me, says it's simply squeeze, same as them. And Carnival uses it too. Carnival uses
Yes.
a lot of Monin syrups. We did learn this. We did the behind the scenes and the Alchemy Martini tasting tour, and they use a lot of. I thought it was exclusively Monin because maybe, but probably not. I'm sure they have a variety of syrups at their bars, but I wanted to close the loop on that one before I forgot and lost what that was. And people are asking, Scott, where do you get it? Apparently you can get it at the grocery store. Amazon also has it, according to folks online. So Rocky, what is the date of the sailing? You didn't mention that part. If you do get on the HAL ship.
It is on the 6th of October.
And do mom and dad know that before this, or do they know it now?
So dad was actually going to be joining me on it, and then, but when he was going to join, we were doing it as an actual full paid out experience. And unfortunately, the price was skyrocketing above $1,000 for the cruise itself, and then all of the transportation. So we were able to. He did not express interest in continuing forward with the reservation, so I went through with the standby program.
I'm really excited how excited Dad is to sail again.
Yeah.
I want to get him onto another ship and to another experience. I think HAL, I'll be curious if you do get on HAL, and if you don't get on HAL, that's okay too, because that's a line that I really, really, really want to get on.
Yeah.
Everyone says the food is amazing.
Right.
I know that Brian Shell has had some not great experiences with HAL. What's he say here? He's still boycotting. Yep, I remember that from our talk. He happily shredded their mail that came today. Was not a great experience, unfortunately. Was out some money, if I remember correctly, Brian, out money, and it just was. They left a lot to be desired from a service and support perspective when something changed, and so I'll be curious, Rocky, if you are able to get onto it. I'm sorry that Dad wasn't able to join. I think that would have been super fun.
It would have been fun, but yeah, it's all good. I'll yeah, like you said, I'll be curious to hear how they reach back out to me. The agent that I spoke with at HAL, she was definitely not a peach. They take you to a survey at the end of the call, and let's just say I did not give her a 5-star review.
Speaking of not great 5-star review, I tweeted this week that I tried to respond to the NCL survey, and on one of the questions I chose poor. I chose the lowest rating that I could choose on the survey for one of the questions, and the forward button grayed out, and I could not advance in the survey, which made me giggle. It really made me giggle. Yes, Rocky?
Was there, I noticed there was a line at the bottom. Was there a line where you're supposed to type in something because you rated it poor?
No, nothing.
Okay.
No, I mean, maybe there was supposed to be, but the technology, if that was the case, the technology did not work, and as a result, could not advance in the survey. And so it just made me giggle that I chose poor for one of my answers, and they were like, "Okay, the survey's over."
Oops.
Yeah. And Scott, yes, I spent 20 years in corporate America. I do like to close the loop. Once we're on the same page about something, I like to close the loop. We could circle back to it in the future if we need to circle back to it, but otherwise, let's go ahead and put this to bed for now, and then we can revisit it in the future. Yes, I don't I watch the memes and I watch the TikToks of people making fun of corporate America, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I talked like that for years and years and years. I can't believe that. Oh, so I'm
Are
glad
you
we
done?
circled back. Glad we circled back and closed the loop on that, Scott, just for you.
Can I get a couple more articles out here?
You can. I love it. Holland America. We aren't going to tell you the date. We're not going to tell you the ship. We're not even going to tell you where it's sailing from, but give us your money.
That's pretty much what it felt like. It's true.
We shared this last week, but remember, Rocky, if you choose not to go and they select you, they keep your money and they can just resell that room to the next person.
Yep.
Carnival, I'm telling you, if you've not invested in Carnival, we're not financial advisors and we do not give financial advice. But I'll tell you, I was looking at buying some additional Carnival stock this week because they're back down to 15. I was like, they're selling rooms multiple times now. Fantastic business model.
Right. Please don't buy more shares. Okay. Speaking of Carnival news, they announced their 2026 and 27 itineraries for Tampa and Mobile, Alabama. They're going to be sailing the Paradise Continued out of Tampa, as well as the Legend. They're adding another Spirit class. So you'll get to either sail on the Islander or the Carnival Legend if you want a Spirit class experience out of Tampa, Florida. And in Mobile, they're continuing to sail the Carnival Spirit.
I'm sorry, the Islander or the Legend?
Yeah, Margaritaville at Sea Islander is Spirit class ship, or the Carnival Legend is Spirit class ship.
Wouldn't have, so that was not intentional. I just held up my charger because my phone just let me know that it's dying. Wouldn't it be amazing if it was the Islander and the Spirit going head to head out of the same port?
That would be cool.
Because it's a Spirit class and the Spirit is the namesake.
Yeah.
Like, Rocky, I'm curious, which of the two ships would you choose out of the Carnival Spirit or the Margaritaville at Sea Islander? They're both the same class of ship. Which would you choose? You've been on both.
I have. So I don't want to give away too much because we still haven't released our full review of the Carnival Spirit.
Well, they're going to watch it anyway. I know that these loyalists are going to watch that review when it comes out.
But I would say that the Margaritaville at Sea Islander, any day of the week over the Spirit.
Any day of the week, y'all. Any day of the week, I would also choose Margaritaville at Sea Islander over the Spirit. We enjoyed our time on the Spirit, but I will tell you, we had the unique experience of going from Islander to Spirit and being able to see those rooms. They gutted those rooms on Islander, and then going back to one of the old Carnival rooms, we were like, this just feels, I mean, it really, when you did it side by side like we did it, you definitely feel how dated the Carnival Spirit feels. Again, great ship. There's some Farkas elements. They've yanked a lot of Farkas out of that ship. And so you've kind of got this Frankenstein ship of some Farkas and then some not
Frankenstein.
Farkas. Frankenstein's lair. Yeah, that's on which ship?
That's on the Legend. Oh, no, that's Medusa's lair. Frankenstein's lab is on the Miracle.
Thank you. There we go. Yes. We love quizzing each other, by the way, on cruise facts sometimes. So sorry, don't judge us. You don't judge us. No. I know you don't judge us, but we do.
Well, there may be some judging coming from some of our followers.
Probably. Most likely 2 idiots, 1 ship.
Right. I love this.
Oh, I was just pulling one up. Okay, go ahead. Rocky, I'm not even going to comment on that. Whew.
It's a good laugh.
Oh my gosh. BKF, that totally makes my day. Thank you for being here for as long as you have. This past year has been such an exciting journey. There have been some bumps in the road, as you heard at the very beginning of this live, but it has been such an exciting journey to go from, I think we started the year at 3,000. We were so excited to end last year at 3,000 subscribers. We were like, do you think we can get to 7,000 subscribers by the end of this year? That was our goal. Yep. Our original goal was 6,000. We wanted to double. We were like, let's double the growth by the end of the year. But Kathy P and some others were like, you need to think bigger. You need to dream bigger, and let's set sights even higher. And so we said, let's go big, and let's do 7,500 by the end of the year. And then about April, we were like, Okay, let's dream even bigger, and that's where 10,000 came. It's still going to be a stretch. It is definitely going to be a stretch to get there, especially as you think about the rest of the year. We don't have any new inaugurals or super exciting ships, but I hope that you will continue to enjoy this cruise life that we bring you every week and the videos that we share, and that others will join us as well on the journey.
We love that.
Thank you. Thank you, BKF. We love it. That's a goal. Where are you at, Rocco?
I got a couple more stories I could share.
Okay, I'm going to pull up a couple more. Marcy did Hal. You're gonna have to ask Marcy about Hal, Rocky. Which ship and what she thought of it. Yeah, where? I'm sorry. Did you say are you going to Alaska?
No, it starts in Vancouver, and then it stops in San Diego, and it ends in San Diego. Sorry, it stops in Santa Barbara, and it ends in San Diego.
So you're gonna fly to Vancouver for a 4-day cruise?
Yep. Actually, no. I'm going to fly to Seattle, take the Amtrak to Vancouver, and then take the ship from Vancouver to Santa Barbara to San Diego. Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that one.
Hey, Brian, I'm telling you, I can put together a mean slide deck. We don't PowerPoint. I can put together a mean slide deck. One of my best friend, she used to tease me because I would go in and I'd be meeting with the chief information officer or the CIO, and I would be meeting with him that day, and I'd be like, okay, got to start this slide deck. She'd be like, how are you meeting with the CIO and you haven't put together any of your slides yet? I'm like, what? I know what I'm talking about. Oh, here's the slide deck. And so yes. I should have mentioned that, and the other thing that I will always say is it depends. It really depends on the situation. I've got some questions that I need to ask you about. Okay, I'm done.
I'm gonna mute Mark there. That should be better now, right? Now he's muted. Oh. No, you can actually talk. You're muted. Yeah. He's gone. All right. The world's largest shipyard for repairs. The Grand Bahama Shipyard actually made an announcement this past week that they are going to be adding 2 more new floating dry docks to their fleet. I don't know if you want to call it that, but over the next few years, they're spending $665 million in the addition of these 2 new floating dry docks. They're actually very helpful for cases like the Carnival Vista. I'm sorry for saying it. During her first issue that she was having with her Azipods, they brought out one of their floating dry docks from Freeport and picked up the ship, floated it as they were sailing to Freeport rather, and they were able to start making repairs right away, which was really nice. So they are actually going to be the world's largest shipyard for repairs and maintenance, which is a really big task and feat for the Grand Bahama Shipyard.
So it's Grand Bahamas are going 2 more?
Yeah, 2 more floating dry docks.
Y'all, I tell ya, it makes sense that they're having to build more shipyards because you saw last week the number of new ships that are coming over the next 10 years and the number of berths. We haven't done the math yet. We have to sit down and do this math, but like Carnival is adding the entire fantasy class, the entire spirit class, and what did we say? The dream class?
Conquest.
The Conquest class. I don't think it was Conquest class. I thought it was the Dream class because there's only 3 ships in the Dream class. They're adding as many berths as are in 3 of their existing classes of ships. With just the 5 new ships that they're adding, these ships are adding so many new berths that just in those 5 ships, they're going to add more berths than 8 ships in the Fantasy, 3 ships in the Dream, and how many ships in the Spirit? 4 in the Spirit, is it?
Yes.
It's wild. It's wild. Oh, that just totally. Can you star that? I love that. That's amazing. Carolyn and I got to work together, and so she knew Corporate Mark, and I love Corporate Mark too. I still love Corporate Mark is still in there. He might come back out and play in Corporate at some point, or he may just stay here in this cruise life for a while longer.
It looks like Brandy's luggage has been delivered to her cabin, so she's unpacking. Thanks so much for tuning in, Brandy. We appreciate you.
Who else wishes they were unpacking their cruise room right now and their luggage? I mean, that sounds like an amazing thing to be doing, Brandy. Have fun.
Well, I'll tell you who doesn't wish that they were unpacking. Anyone that's going to be on the P&O Ventura. I don't know if you heard this story this week. The P&O Ventura has had some issues with norovirus outbreaks. The ship has seen over 1,000 people infected with the norovirus this year. The biggest outbreak was on May 11th when they had 519 people. But overall, there's been 11 sailings that have had numbers of norovirus outbreaks on P&O Ventura. Yikes.
That's not great. That's
That
not great.
is-
Look at all the people in the chat who are ready to be unpacking their ship,
Yay.
unpacking their suitcase on a ship.
I was gonna say the same thing too. It's one ship, another poop cruise. Not the ship that you want to be getting onto.
The norovirus, yeah. Piano barf barge.
Barf
Oh my gosh,
barge.
people are going to come up with all sorts of new taglines and names for it. I love it. Oh gosh, just take the Amtrak the entire way. You can take the Amtrak the entire way, Rocky?
Yeah,
Why didn't you do that?
because it would be 196 hours.
Is it really 196 hours, or I thought they were just making that up?
I'm sure it is a fairly long experience, no matter what.
Yes, no poop cruises. No poop cruises. Agree.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Brandy, you're platinum. Priority luggage delivery is back on Carnival. They took it away during COVID. John Heald announced a couple of weeks ago that they were bringing priority luggage back. Yes, and Brian did make it up. It's not going to take 196 hours because a week is 170 some hours. And so was the airfare reasonable, Rocky, that you got to Vancouver?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
It was actually pretty good through Southwest. They're actually running a promotion right now where if I book 2 one-way or 1 round trip, well, the promotion expired at this point, but if you book them during the time that they were doing this promotional offer, come February through March of next year, I get a free companion to fly with me.
Oh.
So I'm just getting things ready for our future cruises because we know we have some cruises planned for January, February. Well, February and March at this point. Working on January.
But it's Southwest, so we're gonna have to pay for bags and pay for seats.
No, sir.
Are you sure? Because that's what everyone has said. That's what all of the news is talking about. Y'all, I just got the best text of the day. Paul is ready and dressed. He is ready to be picked up. They are discharging him.
Woohoo!
And so he told the nurse that around 11:30 I would be there. So, Rocky, how many more news articles you got going?
I only have one more, and it's really easy.
Okay, he's just chill. He said, "Whenever I'm just chilling in the room." Oh, gosh, y'all, I can't even tell you how happy that makes my heart right now.
That's wonderful. The only final news article has to do with the Port of Tampa again. A lot of things about Port of Tampa right now. They will see their very first ultra premium cruise liner sailing out of Tampa for, I think it starts in 2026. I don't have a date.
Oceania.
Yes, Oceania is going to be heading out there. Pretty exciting. That's it.
Which ship? Which
they didn't specify.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did do some pricing on Oceania this week, and Rocky and I can get onto the Oceania. Which ship did I say? It was just $37,000 for us to get onto Oceania.
But that was for a premium suite, which we don't need.
An owner suite, yes, the owner suite, which is just 2,400 square feet of your own personal space on the cruise ship. A 2,400 square foot stateroom, y'all. This house, what is this house? 2,700 square feet, and it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house, and the owner suite is 2,400 square feet, but it's just $37,000 for that voyage. Maybe that's what we'll do when we hit 10,000 subscribers. We will not do that when we hit 10,000 subscribers.
I mean, the good news is it's not a 7-night cruise; it's a 12-night.
We could have a party in the owner suite, and we could invite all 10,000 followers.
I don't think so.
And yes, I agree with this. Speaking of the poop cruise and speaking of all of the outbreaks, yes, we always recommend sanitizing it. In fact, if you go to our Amazon store or if you go to thiscruiselife.com and look at the cruise products, we recommend disinfectant wipes. And yes, good for Paul. Oh, Panorama has a new port. Oh, that's right. That's cruise news. I have more cruise news. Speaking of Panorama, not only do they have a new port, they've got a new non-smoking casino.
Yes.
They are ripping out. So the feature that was first introduced on Carnival Panorama, Carnival Kitchen, which has become really popular in the fleet. They're ripping out that location of Carnival Kitchen and they're putting in, it's where the non-smoking casino is on Carnival Firenze, on Carnival Venezia. It is clearly that the non-smoking casino is doing very well for the brand because they're ripping out the first ever Carnival Kitchen and they are putting, and so that is on port side on deck 5.
Oh no, it's 4.
4?
Yeah, I think the casino is 4 because 5 is the promenade level.
Okay. Yes.
I know.
Anyway, they're putting in a yes. You're right. 5 is Alchemy. 4. Thank you. I had to think about it in my mind. I was pulling deck plans from every ship in the computer bank up here, and I was like, yep. They're putting in a non-smoking casino. It has done so well on the Vista class, so it'll be interesting to see as other ships go into dry dock how many more of those non-smoking casinos they put in. I'll be curious what other upcharge restaurants that they add in. Someone asked, are they adding in, I wish they would. I don't think they will, but someone asked, are they adding in Breakfast Shack and Chicken Shack for breakfast and lunch where Seafood Shack is? That would be an amazing ad because as they add in the additional shacks. Look at everyone celebrating with us for Paul. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to play him because I think he actually turned off because he's dressed and ready. So I think he's turned off the stream. But everyone, yay for Paul. Amazing. So happy for him. I mean, Rocky, yes, we hope you continue to get better as well. And yay for Paul. Yes, there is less water damage in the owner's suite on board an Oceania cruise than in our home. I agree. And yes, thank you for showing up. Oh, feel better soon, Rocky. Oh, Carnival Kitchen / Test Kitchen, Fun Ship, Freddy Funnel Foam. Oh my gosh, there's just so much fun. I love this. Yay. Ooh, Marcy. I think Marcy might have more cruises booked than we do, Rocky.
It seems like it.
I love that for her. I absolutely love that for her. So, Marcy, if you ever need cruise buddies to go with you, just shout. Just let us know.
Right. So real quick, the plan for next weekend. We fly into New Orleans on Friday.
Yep.
I have a little event that I'm participating in online on Saturday morning from 10 to 12. And then 12 o'clock would be our broadcast time. I know, Mark, that you really wanted to make sure that you got to that market to get the muffaletta right as soon as they opened on Saturday. So you may have to run and grab that and bring it back to the hotel while I'm on my event for our 12 o'clock broadcast.
That is absolutely. Oh, look at who just joined. Sorry, I'm listening, I promise. But I wanted to say hello to Amy. Amethyst Hayes Adventures is here. Hello, welcome. Good, happy Saturday. Yeah, I'm absolutely fine. So has anyone out there had a muffaletta sandwich in New Orleans? One of my favorite places, Napoleon House, has one of the best. However, I've been told that is not the original, that I've got to go to a market deli to actually get the original. And so the problem is the market was damaged during Hurricane Ida. And so they have spread their muffalettas out throughout the city of New Orleans. And so I have been told I have to absolutely go there. BK Up loves NOLA, which I love NOLA. Rocky has never been. Oh, hey, I'm actually going to drop Rocky to go get Paul. I'm not going to click end.
Please
end, I promise. But can you drop kind of some of your favorite spots to check out in New Orleans? Can you still hear me?
I can.
Okay. Can they still hear me?
I don't know. Well, I can hear myself on your device.
My AirPods just died, and so I probably have a little bit of an echo now. My AirPods, unfortunately, don't last much longer than an hour these days. They've been good and trusty. Rocky got these for me for my milestone birthday.
Yes.
My 29th, which I'm turning 29 this year, which is ironic that he got these for me in 2018. They've lasted 6 years, and an hour and 20 minutes is still pretty good for AirPods, I would say.
I'm just taking some notes that people are sending us.
Cafe Du Monde, of course, we've got to take him to Cafe Du Monde. I'm also taking him to Aaron Rose, which Aaron Rose, if you've never been, they are world famous for their frozen Irish coffees.
I'm so excited for it.
there are fights over who created the first frozen Irish coffee, but I will tell you, I've got some Aaron Rose cups in my cabinet. I just saw them last night, and I was like, "Oh, Aaron Rose, we're gonna go back there." People are saying the Riverwalk. Oh, World War II museum. I've done the Riverwalk. I've never done the museum. Actually, I don't think I've ever done any museums. And New Orleans has a ton of history. I don't think I've ever done any museums there. Cafe Du Monde. I'm going to be super curious what Rocky thinks. I'm going to be curious. I'm not going to say anything more. I'm just going to be curious what Rocky thinks. What is Muriel's Brunch? I don't know what it is, Rocky, but make a note because I want to do some Googling on that.
Yes.
We definitely got to get a po' boy. And Rocky, it does not have to be a shrimp po' boy. I know
Thank
Rocky
you.
doesn't like seafood, but the po' boys and the not chowders, the what am I trying to say? Where they put it all in, they've got andouille sausage.
Oh, jambalaya.
Jambalaya. The jambalaya is really good. I've been to NOLA half a dozen times. I mean, I've lost count at this point. My favorite time to NOLA, honestly, my all-time favorite time to NOLA was through a work conference. So we housed a work conference in NOLA. And the reason it was my favorite is because we stayed at the Carousel Hotel that has the big horse carousel bar. It's literally a carousel bar that rotates inside the hotel. I mean, I can't even imagine how much work paid for those rooms. But work covered everything. We did a horse-drawn buggy carriage throughout New Orleans, and we stopped and we drank along the way. It was my coworkers, my friends, no longer my coworkers, but my friends and I, we still talk about that trip and how it was one of the most iconic work trips we've ever been on. There are so many cool things to check out. Lots of friendly bars in the French Quarter, the Ghost Walk. Oh, Kathy P, I've heard about the Ghost Walks in New Orleans. Rocky loves. We did the underground tour in Seattle this last time. It was definitely a miss. It was not a hit. It was a miss.
We did the wrong tour.
It was not great, unfortunately. But the ghost tours of New Orleans, I have heard, are just absolutely amazing because there's so much history there. Gumbo, thank you. That's what I was looking for. You said jambalaya. Gumbo is what I was looking for. Can you make note of Patty O'Brien's for a hurricane?
I did.
I have several glasses from Patty O'Brien's.
Oh.
Because that was one of the places we stopped at work. We ate actually there. The food was okay, but you don't go there for the food. They created the hurricane there, and so I bought several glasses. They're in the cupboard somewhere, I'm sure, or in a bin in the garage. Pat O'Brien's, yep. Gumbo was amazing. I don't think I had the gumbo. That's probably what I went wrong.
It sounds like Pat O'Brien's is a one-stop shop. You got the hurricane, you've got the gumbo.
Muriel's is in Jackson Square. Okay, I'm super excited. The one thing I will say, Rocky, that you should prepare yourself for is nothing in New Orleans is cheap.
Yeah.
And so, a ghost tour in there. I am so excited. You all are getting me even more excited. Thank you. I'm so glad I asked you to drop these into the chat. I asked you to drop these in the chat, and then I was going to jump off to go get Paul, but I just got so excited because I love New Orleans. Love New Orleans.
Well, the good news is I still have discounts available on Viator, so we'll take a look at some of the Viator options, and maybe we'll look through there so we can save a couple bucks.
And you have discounts for you, or you have discounts for anyone? That's
anyone.
Y'all, you hear that? If you're looking for any Viator excursions, Rocky has some discounts. Redfish on Bourbon Street. Have a lucky dog. BKF, what's a lucky dog? Tell us more.
All right, y'all. So here we go. If you want some good deals on Viator, you have until the 12th of September. First, you got... Oh.
I love hot dog carts. I love food carts in general. Can you make note, if you haven't already, Rocky, I know you're working on typing something into the chat, but can you make note of Lucky Dog?
Lucky Dog, got it. Okay. Head over to thiscruiselife.com/travel, and on the page you will find a section that's dedicated for Viator. I have a specific link that is available for you to use, so you can book. It links everything through me, so I can see your reservation. I can help you manage it and maintain it and everything else.
Right.
You can book as far out in the future as you want, which is the nice thing, as you're getting ready for your cruises or whatnot. Craig's calling you out.
Hey, he's been in the hospital now for 4 days. I mean, another 15 minutes. Paul, if you're still watching this, I'm coming, I promise.
Right. And so if you are going over to thiscruiselife.com/travel, here is that special promo code that you're going to want to enter. It is SummerOG10. Again, SummerOG10. That is valid through the 12th of September. And it's good for 10% off any of your bookings through Viator. So
That's awesome.
check it out. It's good for city tours. It's good for excursions. You can arrange hotel transfers, cruise transfers, and anything like that going to and from a cruise port. Yeah, you've got plenty of options there. So check it out. Oh, people call me Craig. So he said he can just have more Jello. You took yourself off.
I didn't know. Can you bring me back on?
Well, I don't even see your image. Mark is complaining. Ooh.
Can you bring me back on so I can say bye?
You don't have a picture.
This technology. So Patrick keeps calling me, trying to find out what's going on with Paul. And so while my phone is ringing, apparently I can't share video.
No.
Everyone can hear me though, so that's good.
Well, that's good.
This is so weird, Ron.
You're still there. I just pulled your image off the screen.
There I am.
Back up.
Oh, there it is.
It mutes the camera when a phone call comes through. Okay, y'all, I am going to go. Yes, I'm going to close. I'm not going to turn off. Rocky, stay as long as you need. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this live stream, though. I'm just closing. Changes you made may not be saved. Leave? Do I just say leave? I'm scared now, Rocky. I don't want to end the stream on you.
What changes did you make?
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for the well wishes for Paul. Thank you for the well wishes for Rocky. Rocky, finish on up for us. Bring us home strong. I love you guys, and we will see you in a week live on location in Nolens. Okay.
So excited for that. Thank you so much, Mark, for tuning in. And thank you, everyone, for being part of today's live event. Again, I really do appreciate everyone and your thoughts and well wishes for both Paul and myself. Fortunately, this bout only turned into mostly a cold. I had a runny nose, a cough. As you can tell today, I'm actually doing pretty well. I haven't coughed. I think I coughed once. I muted myself for that moment. What? Oh, he must be on the phone with his brother. So anyway, thank you so much for sending all of your thoughts and prayers and well wishes. We really do appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. There is so much to do. The weather hopefully is beautiful wherever you might live. I know it's a little bit warm here, but we'll get through it. It's what we chose to live in Phoenix for, is the nice warm weather. So yeah, stay tuned to the channel. Hopefully we have some more videos coming out for you soon to the channel. So stay tuned. Make sure those notifications are turned on. And without further ado, I'm going to play our outro video. And thank you again, everyone, for being here. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye, y'all.